All right. Ba 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 ba. Ready, player one. We are only limited by our weakness of attention and poverty of imagination. Our only limitation lies within the use and development of our imagination. That is a famous quote by the author Napoleon Hill in his book Think and Grow Rich. And today we are diving deeper into his book, and we are heading into we are heading into his chapter, that chapter called imagination. That's beautiful. So Napoleon Hill emphasizes that the imagination is the most marvelous, most miraculous, inconceivable phenomenon of the human mind. Basically, it what separates us from animals, amongst ourselves as well as humans, and it all depends on how we use it. We differ from each other as humans based on how we use our imagination. And going deeper into imagination, Napoleon Hill says that there are two types. There's two types of imagination, and one being synthetic imagination, and the second one being creative imagination. So we'll go into those two types of imagination. Synthetic imagination is the concept of taking one existing idea and mixing it with another existing idea to form something completely new. An example of this would be the idea of a bicycle as well as an idea of a motor system, and putting those two ideas together you get something called the motorbike or the motorcycle. And another example of synthetic imagination would be the geographic position system, also known as the GPS for short. Take that idea and then you have the coordinates of a map. You put those two ideas together, you therefore get a navigation device, which you use, of course, if you are lost and you're heading towards somewhere and you need direction, you need guidance. Another example of synthetic imagination would be the smartphone, this very camera that I'm using on this side. It is a combination of a camera, of the telephone, as well as a computer. So this smart device here is just a combination of different ideas which were existing before it came, and just basically infused into what we know now called as a smartphone. That is an example of synthetic imagination. Creative imagination is generating entirely new ideas, not bound by what we already know. So this means that ideas that were never thought about before are now here, and they are here basically. An example of creative imagination would be Nikola Tesla in his wireless energy transmissions, the concept of relativity by who's this guy called again? Albert Einstein. Yes, the guy with the. And then we have virtual reality. Virtual reality is another example, a great example of creative imagination. It was something that was never there before. No one thought about creating a virtual reality, and here it is. It's here. It's an example of creative imagination. And lastly, just on top of my head, would be the innovation of starting cars, or innovation of inventing cars rather, by people like Carl Benz as well as Nicholas Cagnot. So those are examples of creative imagination. So the power of imagination allows us to do three things according to Napoleon Hill's imagination chapter. One would be to create new opportunities as well as ideas, to overcome obstacles and challenges, and then lastly would be to shape our destiny and achieve personal success. By this, he means that we can visualize our goals and desires, create plans of action, and initiate them with the use of our imagination. So, in summary, Hill states that imagination can be cultivated by means of practicing self-suggestion or affirmations, using visualization techniques, and lastly, embracing a positive and open-minded attitude. And on that note, not going any further than that, that is imagination in a nutshell, condensed, given straight to you, because you just don't want to read the book. But anyways, that is the short summary of imagination in Napoleon Hill's book Think and Grow Rich. Once again, thank you for watching, and yeah, you're done.